Hey folks, welcome back to class. My name's Amara Holslander. I am the instructor for the online sections of Interactive 1, 2, and 3. And in the fall semester, I teach Interactive 1 and 3, and in the spring semester, I teach Interactive 2. So I wanted to give you a brief introduction to who I am, why I teach, and then dive into some of the class materials that you will need for the first few weeks of class. So to give you a brief introduction to me and who I am, what I do, as I mentioned, my name is Amara. I am a senior user experience designer at Amazon. I've been at Amazon for almost 11 years, and I've primarily focused on shopping experiences. And that includes the desktop website, the mobile app, and the tablet shopping experience as well. My primary area of focus over the last 7 years has been in the high consideration technical products space. So that includes expensive products like laptops, cell phones, digital cameras, etc. And these types of products aren't purchases that you make in just one sitting. You typically have to revisit Amazon a couple of times. You'll shop around at other websites. And my goal is to make sure that customers have all the information they need and all the tools available to help make a very informed purchase decision. And some of the projects I've worked on, there's been a lot in my 7 years on this team, has included user research. I've done end-to-end user experience design, so all the things that we'll be doing in class. I've focused on like different parts of the shopping journey. So that's included comparisons, compatibility, certification, protection plans, financing, purchasing items in a bundle or attaching accessories and a lot of other stuff too. I've also worked on a couple of internal tools to help our employees kind of work more informed and work faster. Previous to this team, I worked on Amazon Go, which is the grab and go cashierless grocery store. I was the first UX designer on that project, so it was super interesting. And then previous to that, also worked on kind of like this smattering of customer facing experiences. So I worked on one of the first tablet shopping experiences outside of Kindle. I worked on Amazon Smile, which is the charity give back program, Amazon Social, back when you can add things to your Amazon cart from Twitter, just a bunch of random stuff. The first few years at Amazon. Um, at my time at Amazon, I was actually there for about 4 years, and then I left the company, and then I returned. So in that time away from Amazon, I had moved from Seattle to Denver and started working at a robotics company out here in Boulder called Sphero. And they are most widely known for their line of Star Wars products. And I had worked on the Star Wars BB-8 robot. So it's the robot that you connect to your cell phone, and then you can play games, you can drive the robot around. So that was my launch project there when I first got hired. And then after that project launched, I worked on the Star Wars Force Band, which is the wearable that allows users to drive the robot around without dropping their very expensive cell phones. Imagine that. So and then it was after that project that I returned to Amazon. Previous to that, I worked at a couple of different tech startups in Los Angeles. Also ran my own design and marketing company, for a couple years prior to moving to Seattle for Amazon. And then even before UX had even entered my life, I'd focused mostly on print and advertising design. So that was a whole journey, a whole journey right after my undergraduate work. So a little bit about my academic background. I have my master's in human computer interaction from Iowa State University. I completed that online, so I am very familiar with the pains and the struggles of the online students. So I completely empathize with technology issues, scheduling issues, having to juggle work, and life along with school. So I completely get that, and I'm very flexible about some of these assignment requirements. And then I received my bachelor's in art with an emphasis in graphic design from Cal State University, San Bernardino. So that's where I learned a lot of like all my graphic design and advertising work that kind of carried me through my first year of my design career. As I mentioned, I work full time, and then I teach, CU Denver online, and I focus my teaching efforts during the evening hours as well as weekends. So my office hours that I'm providing for my classes are Tuesday, Wednesdays, 6 to 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and I have a scheduler so that you can book those in advance to ensure that I will be there and that you will have that time slot with me. Um, yeah, and then so the reason why I teach, I all of my professors have been fantastic. I've always loved being in school. I love the structure of it. What was really missing though was the career development aspect of it, and career development or kind of getting that first job or keeping your job. I feel like a lot of that information is, there's a lot of gatekeeping in the industry, unfortunately. And I think we're a lot better now at knowledge sharing, sharing information about what the interview process is like, what hiring managers look for, what it takes to get the job. But there aren't a lot of things that are done in school to get you there. So the work that I do in my classes and the preparation and the projects that I put in front of my students really reflect the type of work that I see designers who are working in the industry. That's the type of work that we are all currently working on, and the deliverables I ask of you and the design practices I ask that you put into place, again, all reflect some of these best practices that are in the industry today. If UX isn't your first choice, that is fine. It wasn't my first choice either. This was my I wouldn't say it was a backup, but graphic design wasn't working out very well for me anyways, and like I kind of just naturally fell into UX because I love focusing more on utility and functionality. Aesthetics is kind of like the second, like the next thing I think about, after I'm done kind of noodling on functionality and utility. Um, so yeah, so I love getting my students ready for internships and careers, helping with interviews, getting those resumes and LinkedIn profiles ready. You'll see that I will sprinkle some of that information throughout the semester. Typically, I reserve the more heavy lifting for that towards the end of class. That way, you actually have the experience to back up the information you're putting on your resumes and in your LinkedIn profiles. So yeah, I think that covers it. So that's a little bit about me. You can find out more by going to my LinkedIn. I have that information in the syllabus. I also have a link to my portfolio as well. It has not been updated for like 2 years, so don't judge too harshly. I am working on some other stuff too. Those updates will be coming soon. But yeah, I'm glad to have you in class. I hope you're excited about your first week, and I hope that all of your other classes go very smoothly. If you need anything, please reach out to me in Canvas or set up time with me in office hours to go over any questions that you may have. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our course syllabus.